Hey guys, it's Brenna for MUX 214. And this is gonna be my first video. So I don't really have a a name for my application yet. It's a little bit of a complicated application, and I'll tell you the whole idea behind it. Whenever you walk into a Best Buy, into what we call CBG, or Connectivity Business Group, which is basically mobile and computers and tablets, each blue shirt is supposed to fill out what we call a recommendation sheet. I am attempting to make that completely digital so that, as what it is called, the DEM, or the Department Execution Model. So if we are really ridiculously busy, there's a host who goes around, greets everybody, gets an idea of what they are looking for, maybe shows them, hey, a wire's over there, or a case is over here, etc. Or gets their name down so they can get more information about a phone or a computer or a tablet. So right now we're doing it all with, sloppy binders and rec sheets that are pull apart and all that stuff. It's okay, but they change all the time, and sometimes we run out and we have to copy. And we're Best Buy. I've been working for them for over 2 years now, and I really think this should be digital. So the whole idea is that it's going to replace this whole rec sheet thing. So I don't have a name for it. I haven't come up with a name for it. I've asked my managers, I've asked my supervisors, I've asked other people in the Best Buy to come up with a name for it. So recommendations would be epic, because I have no idea what to name it. So the core functionality behind this is going to be pretty cool. Now, because a lot of this is, here's a heuristics. Okay, because a lot of this is going to be, I think, probably editing a PDF or a PDF-like document, I picked Notability and another application that I found that was called Cabinet. Notability is they're both basically where you can either sit there and literally just write on it with a stylus or your finger, or you can type on it, share it, stuff like that. One thing I did like about Cabinet is you can share things over Dropbox or iCloud. There's really no app statuses. They're both, Notability is very sensible. It's not very artistic at all, but it is very, very sensible. Very sensible. It's actually one of my mother's favorite applications. I actually recommend it to almost everybody I know. It does have a lot of easy-to-use options. I didn't really like Cabinet. I actually bought it for this class. It was only $2.99, so it didn't die. I make that. It's easy enough to make that up. But I wanted a good enough PDF editor to kind of give me a sense of other PDF editors. There really isn't any error messaging, because obviously, what are you going to do? You're just editing a PDF. Now, I'm probably going to have to put some error messaging in mine, but that's a different story. Let's see. All of them used the same kind of icons and stuff like that. There was a lot of standard icons throughout the application, especially Notability. As I said, it's very, very sensible. Very useful for a lawyer or a business person. As I said, not very artsy. I really, really liked it. as I said, the one thing I did like about Cabinet that I didn't like about Notability was, with Notability, obviously you can share it to the cloud, etc., but you can share things through cloud and through Dropbox a lot easier with Cabinet. I'm not sure how. I wasn't able to get the time to set that up because I was filling all this out. But I was pretty happy with it. Let's see. Each one is pretty easy to use. I found Cabinet a little bit harder to use. Not so much, takes 10 seconds to figure it out or less. And I like the idea of being able to edit a PDF. And people don't think you can. But that's actually one of the most common things I find on a tablet is that you can edit a PDF. Especially if you have the right application. I'm gonna also show you this, which is kind of an idea of my application, a wireframe. Now, here is my research that I found. As I said, a lot of, I found that there's a lot of people who play on their iPads, but my mother, and I found a lot of lawyers and business people also use their iPads. So in this, it says that a lot of marketing people, a lot of lawyers and stuff like that also use their iPhones and iPads to do what they need to do to do their daily business on an iPad or an iPhone using iOS development. Is that all I needed to talk about? Let's see. But yeah, the feature sets I've decided to show you guys in this is basically being able to, once I go in, I can pick either I'm computers or mobile because I have two different types of rec sheets. Then, once I go in, I'm either the host, so I can create an application, or, and that's all I do. Or actually, all I'm going to do is I'm going to create another applicate, or I'm going to start a sheet, or I'm going to go into the part where all I'm doing is I'm finishing these rec sheets. So it shouldn't be that hard. I think we've gone over a lot of this stuff in our past MDFs and AOCs. I have a lot of stuff that I'm going to continue to be making because I actually have a district manager who wants me to write and complete this. So I'm pretty excited about it.